Okay. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Esoterics Yoga. Esoterics is a brand that believes age is an asset, and we want to inspire you to love yourself and live better as you age. Do check out our website for more inspiration. Although we work really hard to tailor these classes for your needs, it is so important for you to listen to your body and check with your health professionals, particularly with today's subject. Today is yoga for breast cancer recovery. And I'm Andrea Trank, and I'm going to guide you through the practice. So first of all, I want to let you know that I've taken a lot of information from a woman named Tara Prinster. She is actually a breast cancer survivor and does an enormous amount of work in creating safe yoga programs. So I have to give her credit. It's very important. We're going to do several things, but I want to start with a little information. So, why is yoga good for breast cancer? For one thing, yoga can build up your immunity and it can build your bones, which are both negatively affected during cancer treatment. 2, yoga helps relax the body, the mind, and the nervous system, which is incredibly helpful for healing. 3, yoga can improve breathing, which may have been negatively affected during the cancer treatment process, as well as negatively affected by the anxiety over cancer. And number 4, yoga will allow you to begin moving safely again, helping to restore your range of motion in areas that were affected during and after the treatment. So once again, it's very important you consult your doctor and you take proper precautions, including during the practice. If you feel nauseous at all or lightheaded, to stop, to not do that pose, to drink some water. Really pay attention and listen to your body. And don't push yourself too hard. So the other thing is, if you have stitches around your breast area, it's very important you do not lift your arms up at all. In fact, I had breast reduction surgery and I was restricted in lifting my arms for about 8-9 weeks. So make sure that you are very aware of what your precautions are. All right, so we're going to start on our backs today. And you will notice I have a lot of extra cushioning props. I'm sitting on a thicker cushion. I have one up against the wall. It would be very helpful if you could have a wall also, because we're going to end with legs up the wall. Okay? All right. So starting on your backs, and one thing you might already do on your back is put a cushion behind your head so that when you raise your arms over your head, you have elevated the floor. Okay? All right, so getting comfortable. And see where my arms are? My arms are resting above my head with my elbows bent. The palms of the hands are facing the sky, but they're not all the way on the floor, which could be too much for under your armpit and the breast area. The legs are bent. My feet are slightly wider than hip distance, and I'm going to begin to do a gentle twist. Twisting back and forth, just to start getting our body moving. Now, if we want to add a little arm movement into this, when your legs drop to the right, you can draw the left arm up and let that arm drop down by your side. Come back to center. Have both arms join with palms facing forward Now when the legs drop to the left, my right arm will drop forward, my left arm will drop back with my back of my hand on the cushion, coming back. And then keep this up just a few more counts. This is a way of gently moving the sides, the armpit area, getting a little more mobility in the arms. All right, come to stillness and then just raise your legs up. Put your hands on top of your thighs. Gently push your legs away. Draw your knees towards you, starting to work the arms a little bit and a little bit of a pumping action. All right. Now to come up safely, if you've had surgery on one side, roll to the other side. If you have had surgery on both and you feel like you could, just roll up gently like this. All right, so how are you feeling? So let's do a breath practice next. And this breath practice is 3-part yogic breath, which is full breathing, which is very helpful for restoring your breath and also for calming your nervous system at the same time. Something that I do when I'm doing this practice is I actually use my hand as a guide. So on the inhale, I start with a hand on my lower belly to feel it gently go out. And then I'm still inhaling. I feel the bottom of my ribs gently expand. And I'm still inhaling, and I now feel my chest. And then on the exhale, it's the opposite. Exhale from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. So if you feel comfortable to do so with your eyes closed, go ahead and close your eyes and join me in maybe 5 to 10 counts of 3-part yogic breathing, both for our recovery, for our breath capacity, and for nervous system regulation. Your body may raise up a little bit on the inhale, and then it could gently come down on the exhale just a little bit. So inhale part 1, continue part 2, part 3, exhale from the top, middle, down. Inhale, 1, 2, 3 counts. Exhale from the top, the middle, the down. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Now open your eyes just for a moment and just see how you're feeling. Return to a normal breath. So the next few little routines will be from a seated position. You are welcome to sit in a chair or on the ground. Your legs don't have to be in any particular position. In fact, you might change your leg position throughout this practice if they're getting uncomfortable at all. So we have to start building up our muscles around here and in our back and around, and we're going to do it safely. So this is known as cactus arms. So this in itself may be taxing for you. So be aware, if it's taxing to hold it out like that, draw it in a little closer, okay? Take a couple of breaths here. And then draw the elbows and the hands together, and then open them apart. When you're opening, feel this expansion. Maybe feel your back body engage, a little bit of opening in the front. Now when you draw the arms together, you're engaging the muscles of the front body, the pectorals, and then back body. Last time like this. So now we're going to do, and if you need a rest in between, go ahead and release and move the shoulders comfortably. Don't get into pain, or your body will not be happy with you, and instead it'll tighten itself up. So the next one, we're going to try to draw one arm across the body to meet the other arm in like a twisting action, and then come back, and then the other way, and back. Now you may not be able to get all the way. Don't go into strain. You have to work at your range of motion and not push it too hard. All right, go ahead and release that. Let's loosen up our neck for a minute. Drop the chin to the chest. Allow the neck to go side to side a few times. And come back up. So the next one we're going to do, we're still going to start with our arms like this, but then go ahead and take, if you're mirroring me, your left arm and support your neck. Take your right arm and place it on the ground, and then go down, and then come up. Let's go back to the center, and then put the other arm down. Support your neck, and tilt over, and up. Start again at cactus arms. Place one hand down, other hand supporting your neck. Tilt over, and come up. Back to cactus arms. Place one hand down, the other one supporting your neck. And come back. Let's loosen up our shoulders by circling, doing something that feels nourishing. So there's a way of massaging your limbs, which can be very, very helpful. Again, if you are far enough post-treatment that you're not going to rip any stitches or anything. So with the arm up like that, take the other arm and come down your neck, come under your armpit, around the breast, and then across the bottom of your ribs. Do that a few times. This is just some self-massage. And then third time. And then let's do the other side. Start at the neck. Go around under the armpit, go around the breast tissue, go across your ribs to the center. And then third time. And let's shake things out. Just move in any way that feels good to you. Okay? So coming on to hands and knees. We'll do some cat-cows and rest in child's pose. So in the cat-cow, again, your arms may be a little weak right now, so building up the muscles of the arms safely is one of the reasons to do the cat-cow, as well as expanding the chest and coordinating with your breath. So you might want to dip forward, engage the muscles of the arms, feel the back body engage. And then draw the navel in, tuck the chin, and come down to your forearms and press all the way back. Now slide forward, press up to your fists or to your hands. If you're having trouble being on your wrists, you could make fists. Lift the head up, feel the back body engage. This is all in the inhale. Then on the exhale, draw the navel in, tuck the chin, come down to the forearms, and safely press back. One more time. Inhaling, work your way up. Back body engage, front body lengthen. This time drop the chin down. And feel that, and bring the chin back to neutral. Now drawing the belly in, arching the back. Now lift the chin up, coming down to the forearms and pressing back. Now if you can, settle into a child's pose. Widen your knees, support either under the ankles or between the thighs and the calves. Find a way to support yourself here, and you might even take a cushion if you're not in any pain, just to find a way to support underneath your breast and breathe. All right, so we're going to make our way safely to standing and do a series. Oh, let's start doing a standing series that allows you to do a very safe sun salutation. So I'm going to spread out a blanket for my knees because in our sun salutation we will land on a knee and do it like this rather than, doing it maybe the normal way that you might have done it before your breast surgery. So have that there. Now be very careful that you don't trip over it. And I think I will step forward over it. It's a little safer. So standing here, hands at the heart. We're going to use our cactus arms again, which is a very safe arm position for post breast cancer treatment or surgery. Lift your arms up to the sky with an inhale. Forward fold with an exhale. Come halfway up with an inhale. Lengthen the spine. Forward fold with an exhale. Come all the way up with an inhale. Step forward with whichever foot you want to. Gently make your way down to a knee. And then open up the chest. And then arms down. Lengthen the leg. Open the chest. Arms down. Lengthen the leg. Draw this leg back and the other leg forward. Let's repeat that on the other side. Last time. And then draw this leg back. And from here, if you feel like your arms are strong enough, you could push into a downward facing dog. If not, you could just go right into a forward fold. Take a moment to get the head above the heart. Breathe here in this crouched position. So you can see my spine is lengthened. And then come all the way up, back to cactus arms. Draw the hands together. Prayer position. And stand here and just take a rest for a moment. How are you feeling? So balance can be a little challenging post-surgery or post-treatment. The nausea and things like that could affect you. So my suggestion is to do your balances against a wall. And one of the ways you can do a balance is literally just taking a block against a wall. And actually, I think we'll put the block on the other side. We'll do the block away and the foot against the wall. So when you're standing here, so I'm balancing on the block, right? I'm already balancing, but my hand is touching the wall in case I need that support. I can draw my hand away, draw it toward it, but it's strengthening our bones, which is also very important. We're re-strengthening the bones, which can get weakened after treatment. And then my suggestion for you would be to turn around, right? And then do the same thing with the other one. So I'm balancing here. I can feel the strength in my legs and a little bit of shaking. And then place that down. And then another balance, which is very nice to do against the wall, would be some sort of warrior 3. So place both hands on the wall, walk your feet away, lift up a leg, and you're building up strength, You're building up arm strength. This is working the balance. It's building bones. And then we can do the other one also. Warrior 3 against the wall. All right, so how are you feeling? We're going to make our way down to the ground again for our final, more restorative postures. One of them is supported fish, and then the other one is going to be legs up the wall. So, a few props could be really helpful here. Now, in supported fish, I might suggest a rolled blanket under your shoulders. So I'm rolling up my blanket, and maybe a cushion for my arms to be over my head, as well as maybe another cushion or another blanket for my head. So I've got 3 things set up here. And I'm going to lie down, drape my shoulders over the first cushion, take the second cushion, put it under my head. You might have to adjust a little bit. And then the third cushion is for allowing your arms to rest. And then just settle into this pose. I love this pose. I'm not sure I want to do legs up in the air. Legs up in the wall are wonderful to do. A little tricky to get into. I'll demonstrate it, but you might want to do legs up on the wall or in the air right before bed at night. But this is a really lovely, comfortable position. So you can stay where you are. I will demonstrate legs up the wall just because sometimes this can be really nice, but it is a little tricky to get into. So the way I get into legs up in the wall is I sit sideways first against the wall, and then lay on my side for a second and swing my legs up. You might have to move whatever is under your rear to make it more comfortable, and then support it under your neck. But legs up in the air is just a wonderful restorative pose too. So you could either stay in supported fish or legs up in the air, whichever one you prefer. And I have a short reading for you to end this lovely session. How are you feeling? This is a practice you could do every couple of days. It might really feel good while you're recovering. And maybe even afterwards. I'm enjoying it. Okay. So this book is called The Book of Awakening, and it's written by Mark Nepo. And Mark Nepo is a cancer survivor, and a lot of the readings are his reflections on getting through his cancer treatment and post-cancer, and all his learnings. So, and there's a reading for every day of the year. It's really a lovely book. So today's reading is called Opening to Faith. Once a man was about to cross the sea. A wise man tied a leaf in a corner of his robe and said to him, "Don't be afraid. Have faith and walk on the water. But look here. The moment you lose faith, you will drown." So we often move away from pain, which is helpful only before being hurt. Once in pain, it seems the only way out is through it. Like someone falling off a boat, struggling to stay above the water only makes things worse. We must accept where we are. Accept we are there, and settle enough so we can be carried by the deep. The willingness to do this is a genesis of faith, the giving over to currents larger than us. Even fallen leaves float in lakes, demonstrating how surrender can hold us up. We can learn from the leaves that ducks swim around. In life, as is in water, when we curl up or we flail, we sink. When we spread and go still, we are carried by the largest sea of all, the sea of grace that flows steadily beneath the turmoil of events. And just as fish can't see the ocean they live in, we can't quite see the spirit that sustains us. Again and again, the onset of pain makes us clutch and sink, but life has taught me how we first open after doubling over is crucial to whether we will heal at all. So, when you can, walk or sit by a lake or a pond and watch the leaves float on the surface and breathe like a fallen leaf and think of nothing. And just breathe and let your heart and mind be carried, however briefly, by the spirit you can't see. So very gently make your way out of your rest position, whether your legs were up the wall or you stayed in supported fish. Take your time. And then gather any parts of this practice that were helpful to you in your healing. Draw hands into the heart as we together say namaste. This is Andrea. So remember, you get most out of your yoga when you practice daily. So figure out how to integrate your yoga as part of your daily routine, and using our app can really help.